If you're relocating to or buying a home in Orlando, here are the top 5 mistakes to avoid.
We're going to talk you through how to avoid these blunders and put more money in your pocket and make sure you're safe when you move. Every day, hundreds of people relocate to the Orlando area, and while we can't work with all of them, we literally only choose to work with 5 people at any given time. And the reason for that is extraordinary service requires extraordinary attention.
But a lot of times there are, what we've found, common mistakes that buyers are making. So we want to outline that today for you, because our goal is to make sure you find the perfect house for a very comfortable price.
And save money, not get in trouble, and not get sued. These are big issues. We're going to protect you. Let's get started.
Number 1, not researching the neighborhood that you want to live in. I mean, if you're thinking of a particular area, you really should take a look at the crime rates, the demographics, and the school districts, because you want to be comfortable once you make that purchase. That's a big mistake people make. They don't do all that homework on the back end. So you really want to make sure you research the neighborhood.
We also want to take a look at where you're going to work. What's your commute time? What is involved in your commute fees? If you've got to go through the toll road, what's that costing you? There's so much into researching the neighborhood that benefits you. We'll do some of it, but you're going to have to know what you're looking for as well. And it's a really good idea. We always tell everybody, we have to drive the neighborhood at different times of the day. When you find the right one, we'll get you the right house. But is it the right neighborhood? We will decide that together. The next 2 topics that we need to cover, we're going to kind of put these together because most people know about them,
right,
but we don't want to not mention it.
Skipping the home inspection. A lot of buyers skip that home inspection, and especially when we have out-of-state buyers who are relocating, it's really important that you come down for that inspection, because there are some things that you may not have seen when you were touring the property and you're all excited about it. That inspector is going to get to the nitty-gritty, so you really want to be there, because that will affect your home's value and also could cost you some money if the seller's not willing to make any repairs.
Now, we're going to be there for the inspection if you're not. We hope you are, but if you're not, your agent must be there in your stead if you're not going to be there. And we're going to be there if you are going to be there, because this is the best time.
Yeah.
That's when you get to really see the property and start placing furniture. Let's talk about the other one that is just logical, and that is getting a pre-approval letter, getting your mortgage set up ahead of time so you know your costs and everything.
Yeah, a lot of buyers will say, well, I don't want to do that just yet. I know what I can afford. But they really don't, because sometimes things change. So we always suggest to go ahead and get that pre-approval letter so you know your buying power, because there's nothing worse than just thinking, I'm throwing a number out there, that you can afford a $700,000 house, and then all of a sudden when the lender gets all your paperwork, you really need to be in that 550 range. So that's a little deflating when that happens.
All right, so the next 2 are really, really important. Stick around for the last one. It's the one that's going to save you the most amount of money. If you like this content, please feel free to hit the subscribe button. We'll make sure that you have the information. We've got a lot of videos on our channel that'll help you in the home buying and selling process. Let's go to the next one, which is failing to negotiate. And this one drives us nuts. Jackie and I list a lot of properties, and we'll have agents that won't call us. They won't make any inquiries. It's great for us because it benefits our sellers, but we're thinking about it, and it's criminal. Your agent must negotiate, and negotiate isn't just fighting, it's discovery.
It's also doing a lot of research. I mean, you have to look at the comparables in the neighborhood, and a great agent will present those comparables when they're trying to negotiate a better price for you. A lot of times we are just saying, I'm just going to pay list price, and we're like, score, this is great for the seller. But when we're on the opposite end, we've got our comparables. We discuss that with our buyers, and we say this is the true, what we feel is the market value of the home according to what an appraiser would use.
Basically, the negotiating part, it's when Jackie and I get to put on hats and capes and swords, and we go to fight. Because it's worth it, and it makes a big difference. It's the difference of thousands of dollars. Let's talk about the last one, which is, in my opinion, the most important.
The biggest mistake that most buyers make is not considering the resale value. Most buyers, they walk into the house and they're just looking at it from here and now, what suits my family at this very present moment. But most buyers become sellers in about 7 years. So you have to kind of look down the road and say, is this a home that another family will be able to enjoy?
Even if you're not planning on selling in 7 years, and nobody is, we're not, nobody plans on that. The thing is, we're gonna look forward and say, what are we gonna do? Is this appreciating neighborhood or a depreciating neighborhood? Is this a place that is growth potential or not? We wanna be able to report back to you that this is a good investment if it weren't your primary residence. Because if it is your primary residence, it's the perfect place. It's close to work. You love it. The kids are having a blast. It's got the big pool. You got palm trees all over the place. Welcome to Florida.
Yeah. Or if you have land, which is fantastic too, because
Absolutely.
some people would like to add on an addition. So
Right.
we kind of like say, okay, there's room for an addition if this is what you're willing to do.
It's an additional analysis that has to happen because this is a big investment. And it's not just, oh, I want to put my bed here and I'm going to sleep here, but it's, am I going to make financially be very, very well to do down the road? And that takes an analysis into the future and what's happening, what is the trend. This is something so many people miss, and you, thank God you're listening, because it's the most important part of everything we do, is setting you up for success down the road.
Okay, so that's a look at the top 5 mistakes to avoid when you're buying or relocating to Orlando. Once again, if you have any questions for us, we're here to help, so just drop a little comment below.
Our email and our phone number is down below as well. You can reach us and get on our calendar if you'd like to schedule a private conversation about what's important to you. The truth is, that's the only thing that matters.
Bye for now.